Hello Apple Valley High School Fab Lab students. Today what I'm going to do is show you how to use Adobe Illustrator for the iPad to create a document that can kind of be set up for using with our laser engraver. So what I'm going to do first is open up Adobe Illustrator for the iPad, and then what I'm going to do next is go to custom size. I want to change the units to inches, so I'm going to go to points and change that to inches. Right now the width and height is 24 by 18, which is usually what we have for using with the laser engraver, but I'm going to change that to 6 inches by 6 inches. And I'm doing that because we're going to make a keychain, which is only going to be 1 by 2 inches. And then I'm going to go down to the color mode, and for engraving on our laser we need to have the color mode as RGB. Next, what I can do is hit create file, and once that's created I can start editing it. One of the first things that I want to do, if you look at this, it has an artboard. I want to turn on the grid. So I'm going to go over to the grid information and turn it on. And it doesn't put rulers, but it does give us the spacing. So the spacing is 1 inch grid, so that will give us an idea how big the objects are that we're creating. So I'm done with that. So I'll click off of that. I'm going to create a rectangle now, so I'll go over to the shape tool. And if I click and hold it, you notice you have some simple shapes that you can choose. On the full-blown software, we have a rounded rectangle, which is usually a little bit better than one with sharp corners. So what I'm going to do, I'm making this about 1 by 2 inches. That looks good. You notice that it has a white fill, and what I can do is actually change that fill. I'm also going to change the stroke. The stroke, if I go up to the select tool and click off, you can see that the stroke is black. Well, for the laser it's got to be red. So I'm going to click on the stroke color selector, and I'm actually going to type in the correct code for pure red, which is FF and then 4 zeros. So looks like it defaults that way. We'll see how that looks. Now looks like that's going to be blue, so I'm going to type in FF and then 4 zeros, and that should be it. And you notice that it's now red. I didn't select my box, so I'm going to do that and select it again and put in the hex code FF and 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and it should be the correct color. Looks good. I'm also going to select that rectangle, and then I'm going to take the fill out. So I'm going to hit the no fill, and you notice when I click off you can see the grid, which is why I like using the grid. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to create a hole for our keychain. So I'm going to go back to the shape tool and select the circle, and I'm going to make it about 0.15 by 0.15. That looks pretty good, close enough. You notice that if I click off of it, it's the same color as the previous item was, which is good. So now I'm going to go to the select tool, click on that circle, and then move it into where I want it. You don't want it too close to the edge, because if it's too close, it will be it'll cut through. I have to resize this. That looks good enough. So now the next thing that I want to do is add an image. So I'm going to go to Safari, and I searched Grogu black and white silhouette, and this one came up, so I'm going to click and hold that, and I'm going to save that to Photos. And now what I'm going to do is go into Illustrator again, and I'm going to add that picture from Photos. And there it is. And it's huge. What I need to do is resize this, and here's where we're going to kind of have some different problems that we'll have to fix on the full-blown software before we print it. So I'm going to open up the layers so you can kind of see what is going on with these layers. You notice that the image is above the two shapes that we made, and I'm going to leave it the way it is right now. That's set to go. If you want to put in text, you could do that too with the text tool. But now what I'm going to do is save this. So if I go to save it, get out of that, I can go into the title. I'm going to rename it, and you want to rename it with your last name, first initial. Don't use any spaces either. Class period. So I'm going to say this is for my 4th hour because I already created one for 3rd hour. And then what the project is. So our project is keychain. And that's ready to be uploaded to our Schoology assignment link. And then what I will do is I'll prep the stuff again. I want to show you what needs to be prepped. The width of the box, the stroke, is actually too big. So if you look at what the stroke is right now, it's about 1 pixel wide, and it needs to be 0.001 for the laser to cut. And I don't think you can do that on this, so we'll have to change that up before we print them. But that's it for today. That's how you make keychain using Adobe Illustrator for the iPad.